All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. Boy, it's early morning shits for the birds. By the way, so let's start. So we got maybe about a half hour or so. Now, this isn't Angry Truth related, but it's been a trend going on that we're going to talk about for like a hot second. But anyway, Raccoon Eyes, Joseph, thank you for the 5x5. Ozark Prepper, Sarita, thank you for the 5x5. Dan Phillips, thank you for the 5x5. So, Dan Geary, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it. Oh boy. Yeah. This is too late. I got to get back to the 10 o'clock. But I've been working, it seems like every Wednesday. So, whatever. So it's Gene said I've been up for hours. Yeah. I just got up at 6:30. And even then, I'm always dragging myself out of bed. I never pop up out of bed like, hey, let's get the day started. You know, like those videos where they get up in the morning, they do that whole, they film themselves getting up in the morning and saying how you could be a better person by getting up at 5:30. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to be a better person, you're a fucking retard. That is not even a fucking thing. They're like, if you get up early, you accomplish more in a day. No, the fuck you don't. I spent my first half hour trying to get my eyes dilated enough to see, and then my back straightens up around like 6 o'clock or so. That fucking get up early shit. Fuck out of here. Anyway, it's just such nonsense when people talk that shit. Like, they're like, this is, you could look like this. And they got like 6-packs and shit. If you get up at 5:30, 5 o'clock, shut the fuck up. Such stupidness. You're still, what you call it, the same amount of hours of the day. I'm up around 4:30. Listen, if you got to get up early, then get up early. But that telling other people to get up early because it's going to make you more accomplished, get bent. Though, when I do get up around 6:30, on average I'm up at 7. I'm up now. But every now and again I'll get up a little earlier. There is an allure to it, especially if you have like a household full of kids running around screaming. But that's about it. If you live by yourself, you can get up at fucking 8 o'clock and still accomplish what you need to accomplish. Yeah, I wind down around like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Normally, but that, like, you know, conquer the day bullshit, fuck out of here. You're going to conquer the day regardless. You could get up at 5 o'clock and still be a bag of shit. And still do nothing for the rest of the day. But who knows? They keep saying the billionaires of the world, they do it. They get up at 5 in the morning. I'm like, who gives a shit what they do? They're also raping people out of their fucking paychecks and fucking people over. They forget that shit. Anyway, sorry about that rant. The other rant that I want to talk about is apparently, man, there's this new trend. There's 2 new trends. The first new trend is taking a chick out on a date and the chick having the audacity to order food for her kids. Now, I did see another video where a chick was testing her date by bringing 25 relatives with her on this date to a decent restaurant. It wasn't super expensive. It wasn't cheap. The bill wound up being 13 grand or some shit like that, or maybe it was 3 grand. Whatever it was way too much, and the guy, the date, got up and left. Walked right out of the date. And she sat there making a video on how come he left her. I'm like, yo, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, you can't go on a date with a guy and expect this guy to order food for your kids and or pull that bullshit off. Johnny 308, I agree. Listen, like, you know, you're going on a date and she asks, hey, do you mind? That's one thing. At least give me the option to say no. But one chick was ordering, I think, for 2 of her kids, and she didn't even ask the guy. She just added this shit on it, and he goes, in the video, he goes, no, the video cuts on as he's telling her, yo, I'm not ordering that shit for your kids. He's like, you didn't even ask. He goes, if you would have asked, I might have said yes. He goes, but now, no. So now the waitress is sitting there, come on, man, it's just a couple of extra dollars more. I'm like, now the waitress is on the chick side. I'm like, and of course the waitress is a chick. So they're going back and forth, and and she's like, come on, if you go on a date, you gotta pay for my kids' food. He's like, no, I don't. He goes, absolutely don't. So they get into this whole thing. Anyway, that video I saw last year. So of course, as it is, another chick tells a guy that he has to pay a pre-date fee. Some nonsense about getting... It was a pre-date tax or some shit like that he had to pay her. So she goes, you agreed to it before we met that you would pay $200 and something. No, sorry, scratch that. $400 and something and a meal. I was like, wait, what? So she goes, well, and she broke down in the video how much her getting ready for the date cost. And it was like $400. It was either $200 or $400. And I'm like, wait, what? So this chick is getting ready. She's like, she tallied everything up, like the shampoo, the lotion, her time, and it came out to around, it was either $200 or $400. Whatever it was insanity. And she was straight. I started a new trend 12 years ago. Don't date. Johnny 308, I concur, man. I agree. No, because the dating game is bad. It really is. But like to tell somebody that you got to pay a pre-date. It was like a tax or a fee or some nonsense. And then she goes, "You agree to it?" He goes, "Yeah, but I didn't agree to like." It was so he had to pay that pre-date tax. First of all, no fucking chick is worth that. Not even if she says it's $20. Go fuck yourself. That's one. Two. Then they went to a decent restaurant and she ordered out of her ass. And I'm pretty sure she wanted him to pay the babysitting fees as well. That's why it was $4 and change. She wanted him to pay the babysitting fees as well. And she goes, if you take me out, you got to pay for my babysitting fees. And I was like, what? What the fuck is going on? Yo, Uptech Extreme. That's the hashtag I keep seeing on the MGTOW. Men going their own way. Yo, and listen, like, I jumped on a couple of apps recently, and I'm like, yo, it's either you gotta blow smoke up a chick's ass to get them to talk to you. Sometimes they're talking to you, and the shit's going good for like a day or two, and then it's radio silence. Or they'll text you their number, and then you text them radio silence. I'm like, and I'm at a point now where I don't care. So like, if I'm talking to a chick and it goes dead, I'm like, all right, on to the next one. I think I was getting decent responses, but then I'm like, but nothing was coming out of these responses. So I'm pretty much done with dating. It's a pain in the ass, man. It's a pain in the ass. I think that's called a prostitute. Little Lone Prepper. Someone mentioned that in the comment section on her video. Well, it wasn't her video. It was a video of a guy talking about her video, and he said, yeah, that's called prostitution, lady. She goes, well, if the date doesn't work out, I made money. That's what she said somewhere in the video. If the date doesn't work out, at least I made some money. I was like, what a fucking whorish comment. Whore to the capital fucking yo. So, yeah. So the whole, woman gets angry after smart man refuses to pay her friend's food. That's the other thing, too. Some of these chicks are bringing their friends with them so that their friends could fucking get a free meal out of it. And that's the other thing. Chicks are dating to get a free meal out of this whole thing. I'm just like... And then women, and these are the same women now, when they get into their 30s and 40s, they're going to be sitting there going, why are there no men out here to date us? Bitch, because you ruined it. You fucked it up for everybody else. Thank you. And that's the thing. These videos ruin it for me. Like, not so much not so much like I'm getting good responses on dating apps, but it's not that these chicks that are currently ruining it, but it's everybody else that I'm watching. They're ruining it. And I'm looking at these videos and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't. I am fine wandering in the woods with my camera, taking long exposures. That's where I'm at right now. And I'm only 47 and I'm done with dating. There are guys who are in their 60s still trying to make hope happen. I'm like, fuck hope. Hope's a dream. You gotta make it happen for yourself. Other than that, it's not going to happen. But that's the insanity of the dating world right now. Like, you go on a date, obviously, it's the gentleman thing to do to pay for that, whatever it is, right? It's the gentleman thing to do. But when a chick is demanding that you pay for X, Y, and Z, Johnny threw away. Yeah, somebody said whole math. That was another comment. I never heard of that until I read it in the comment section. Whole math. I was like, I like these comments out here. But yo, the insanity of people. The insanity of people is insane. Dickering on a price. It's crazy. But so anyway, do not date obese, drinking, smoking women. Their health will drop. Yeah, that's. It's funny. I was telling my friend that another chick, she was looking. She's looking to date and shit. And last year, or rather early this year, late last year into early this year, she started having a lot of these problems, and like health problems. And she's a bigger girl now. At her weight, she is to me still hot. But I told her, you are over 50 years old now. I said this hotness is not going to last you much longer. You are too big and too old to be this hot. I mean, to be this big. You're too old, to be this big. And then she started having all these health problems with her legs. She's having heart problems on her chest right now, or heart or something like that. So she had all of these problems that started adding up because she's older and she's still at that weight. And not that she did get a little bigger. And listen, to me, I look at her and she still looks hot. But I told her, yo, you got to get rid of that weight because the older you get, your body cannot compensate for that weight anymore. And this goes for guys, too. If you are older, like I'm 47, I'm still 255. 260, 255. I keep fluctuating. I have to get down to 240 to 230 to be healthy. And that's not by doctor standards, that's by my standards. Doctor standards, they want me to go down to 180. You know what the fuck I look like at 180? I look like a fucking gay crackhead at 180. I can't do that. So, I have to maintain a decent amount of weight, and that would be 230, 240. So if I can get down to 240-ish, I'll be good. But to get down to 240, I got to stop eating like shit. My workout regimen is good. I'm getting better and stronger, but I still have to fucking go the other way. I dropped down to 253 and then shot back up to 260. But, yeah. So anyway, let's get on to the midweek report and stop with the date ranting shit because, yeah, the dating game is bad. I'm watching these videos of women taking their friends out and shit. I'm like, how do you ruin the dating? Hoflation is a real thing. Yes, hoflation. I like that one. I could definitely cut out dairy. And the only dairy I actually have now is, though I was talking about raw milk last night, it's half and half. That's it. I don't really, that's the only time I drink milk. I don't drink the oat milk shit. I don't do much anymore. I was putting that in my mushroom coffee, but now I'm drinking tea in the morning instead of coffee. I'm 5'10", 5'9", depends on fucking where I get that scale, but it's 5'10". Soy will make you grow a vagina. Yeah, no, I haven't had soy in a long time, and a lot of the stuff I eat, I make sure that there's no soy in it. At 40 years old, you cannot afford to have your estrogen climbing at all. You got to cut everything and anything you can. So yeah, I'm 5'10", so I have to get down. That's why I said 180. At 180, that's the ideal weight I should be at my height. 5'10", 47 years old, I should be 180-ish, maybe 175. But if I get down to 240, 230, I'm still at a decent size, especially at my height. But my weight does pay off on the fire floor. As far as dragging a hose line around and possibly dragging people out of a burning building. So it does have its benefits. But anyway, we are going to talk about... Well, if that didn't work, so let's talk about... So, of course, in today's midweek report, we always got something going on. I think you guys heard about the McDonald's fiasco so far. One person died after E. coli outbreak at a McDonald's. There is something up with this McDonald's nonsense. I'm sorry, with this E. coli shit, and there was a listeria outbreak somewhere else. But E. coli, guys, is popping up in everything. E. coli is popping up in shit that it would never have popped up in 5, 10, 15 years ago. Now it's popping up anywhere. There was candy, for Christ's sake, that had E. coli in it just the other day. And I'm like, why is there so much E. coli popping up all over? Is somebody tainting our food supply? Now, yes, McDonald's is not a real food supply. Nonetheless, a dozen people fell sick in an outbreak linked to a quarter-pounder hamburger. You only have to say quarter pounder. You don't have to say a quarter pounder hamburger. But anyway, one person has died and dozens fallen sick following a severe E. coli outbreak linked to a McDonald quarter pounder hamburger, according to the CDC. The outbreak, which began in late September, has spread across 10 western states. Most of the 49 cases concentrated in Colorado and Nebraska. Oh boy, I don't know why I have it sitting there. I might as well just put it right here. Because one, it's too far away from my dying eyes. My old man eyes. That's better. Alright. So the outbreak, which began in late September, has spread across 10 western states. Most of the 49 cases concentrated in Colorado and Nebraska, a health agency said. McDonald's shares in fast food chain has dropped more than 8% in after-hour trading following the announcement. 10 people have been hospitalized, including one child with hemolytic urine. I don't know what the fuck that is. A condition that damages blood vessels in the kidneys. No shit. And that is the child. The child developed the hemolytic uremic syndrome, a serious condition that damages blood vessels in the kidneys. Damaged blood vessels in the kidneys translate to kidney failure, or can translate to kidney failure, excuse me. One older person in Colorado has died. All affected persons carrying the same strain of E. coli reported eating McDonald's quarter pounder before developing such symptoms. Now, again, guys, something's up with the food. You can't tell me for one hot second that this shit is not a coincidence. We never seen anything like this. I don't know. Astrazine will grow that, and if you have one already, you will. Anyway, so quarter pounder hamburgers in some states have temporarily been unavailable and or taken off the menu. The agency advised that those who consume a quarter pounder and develop the E. coli symptoms or E. coli poisoning, such as diarrhea, fever over 102 degrees, and vomiting. If you get a fever, period, you should monitor it, not over 102 degrees. That's stupid. Anytime you develop a fever, you should get yourself seen and or monitor it closely. to sit there and go, it has to be over 102 degrees. A fever is over anything over 98 degrees. Let's put that out there. I heard it was the onions, not the meat. Destination Max. Thank you for that. The symptoms typically began 3 to 4 days after exposure. Most individuals recover within 5 to 7 days, except for the person that died. They never recovered again. However, some cases can become severe and require hospitalization. In a statement from McDonald's, said that they are taking swift and decisive actions to tackle the issue. That's the common response for everyone, is to take quick and decisive actions on something they can't control. Clearly they can't control it. There's no reason this should have ever happened. And again, guys, follow the E. coli outbreaks across America. You're going to see a pattern. I promise you. I noticed a pattern a couple years ago, and then it started picking up last year a lot, and this year, forget about it. Almost every week, there's an E. coli exposure somewhere. Anyway, in the statement posted on the McDonald's website, North American Chief Supply Chain Officer Cesar Pena said, in line with our safety protocol, all local restaurants have been instructed to remove this product from their supply, and we have paused the distribution of, and thank you for that, Max, of silvered onions in the impacted area. Out of an abundance of caution, we are temporarily removing a quarter pounder from restaurants in the impacted area and other restaurants. Oh, so they have those onions being shipped to other restaurants as well. We are making a close partnership with our suppliers to replenish supplies for the quarter pounder in the coming weeks. Timing will vary by locale market or location of market. Excuse me. In the meantime, all other menu items, including all beef products, including the cheeseburger, hamburger, Big Mac, McDouble, and the double cheeseburger, are unaffected and are still available. Meaning, keep coming to our shitty restaurant and destroying your body. All right, that's that. Moving right along, guys. U.S. boasts passenger screening because they're grappling Marburg and monkeypox at the same time. Now, this article is about a week old, maybe a little more. But after the world was caught largely unprepared for Mr. 19, scientists have warned that lessons must be learned. Now, 2 more viral outbreaks are giving health officials sleepless nights. These health officials and their sleepless nights are getting out of control. Every night they have a sleepless night. They're worried about this outbreak, that outbreak. Rwanda, as of right now, is currently grappling with its first outbreaks of Marburg. It's a cousin to the Ebola. Marburg is one of the deadliest viruses known to science, with a fatality rate of about 88%. It moves between 80 to 90% month to month. Right now it's 80%. According to Rwanda Health Minister Dr. Saban, whatever his last name is, there has been 62 cases of Marburg confirmed in Rwanda, with 38 recovering and 15 of them dying. 9 people remain in treatment, with most of them improving. If I'm not mistaken, Marburg also can leave scars on the body like Ebola. Which, I mean, I guess living over scarring, whatever. Outbreak was declared September 27 after health officials realized the treatment that they were administering to people with suspected malaria cases wasn't working. By then, some health officials had been infected. Nasamara, that's the guy's name. He said on Thursday, Marburg cases have been improving. So they thought it was malaria, and it wound up being Marburg, and the 15 people that died were probably the first 15 to come in with it, and they were treating for malaria, and they realized, oh shit, it's not malaria, it's Marburg, run. And then they left them in a room by themselves to die. No, just kidding, I made that last part up. But my point is, the United States now is starting to take the screening heavily, and they're screening anybody coming from African nations with this. Now, they should have did this with Mr. 19, and when I saw Mr. 19 had an outbreak in China back in October of 2019, I thought that they were going to do some screening. They didn't. That's why they allowed this to come here, because with Ebola and Marburg and monkeypox, they are increasing their countermeasures for not allowing this to get into this country. Because if this gets into this country, this is going to be a shit show. Though, Ebola, Marburg is contact. This one's a little easier to stop. I have to get off of here in a couple minutes, so we're going to fly through. U.S. enhances screening measures to take effect. On October 15, onboard within 21 days, Rwanda. Under new measures announced last week, all travelers due to arrive in the United States from October 15 onward within 21 days of being in Rwanda must ensure they fly directly into New York JFK, O'Hare, and Chicago, or Washington for immediate enhanced health screening. All they're probably going to do is take your name, number, and ask you if you start seeing symptoms, or tell you if you start seeing symptoms to please quarantine yourself, call us. We'll come and respond and euthanize you. That would be the best way to go about it. But anyway. So the risk of Marburg in the United States remains low. However, the measures are being taken out in abundance of caution given the ongoing outbreak in Rwanda. And this was stated back on October 7th. It was about 2 weeks ago. CDC says that they're trying to stay clear and make sure everybody's okay. If you're experiencing any fevers, chills, headaches, or any other commonly associated symptoms with the disease, you should immediately isolate yourself from others and seek medical attention, because then we'll show up and we'll euthanize you. That's the CDC. Because, again, that's the best way to go about it. Marburg hemorrhagic fever spreads through contact with bodily fluids, a.k.a. gay sex. Just kidding. A.k.a. saliva, semen, urine, and sweat. All of the bodily fluids that people like to dabble in. All right. The fact that it requires that close proximity to spread does make it easier to contain once detected. The virus is not airborne, at least right now. Initially, it presents like many other viruses, which comes with a headache and fever. It also, if untreated, can turn into nausea, diarrhea, bleeding from the gums, nose, and other orifices. Marburg and Ebola typically are found in fruit bats. Because the Chinese like eating fruit bats, let's see where this ends up. They can pass on the human by bites as well, though fruit bats don't normally bite humans. So be aware of that bullshit story, if it ever should pop up. So, all right, we won't drop our weapons. What? As this is an alert. What happened with Marburg and Rwanda can happen anytime, anywhere in the world. Yeah, because you don't fucking handle it. You wait till it spreads. They watch it spread across the map and go, it's about to jump. Oh, shit. It jumped into another country. All right, and then whatever. So anyway, guys, the moral of the story is don't go to Africa. Because if you do, the United States is going to euthanize you. You're going to end up missing. I don't know what happened. He came back 20 days ago. He said he was sick, and then he disappeared. So now, while they're also combating Marburg, they're also worried about mpox spreading across Africa. Now, you just read how Marburg is spread. Monkeypox is spread the same way. The same exact way. Gay sex. Anyway, moral of the story is, don't be gay, don't have gay sex, and it won't spread. So, I'm joking. There's a gay guy up here. Did you hear what he said? He said, and then they're going to start complaining and crying and fucking, chasing me down the street with fucking dildos and shit, trying to beat me or fuck me with it. You choose. But nonetheless, just be aware that this could be an issue. I don't see it becoming an issue. We are in October 23rd. This stuff was handled around October 7th to 12th. We haven't seen anything pop up yet, so we should be okay. Should be. But don't be gay or part of the broken wrist posse. You'll be all right. So anyway, monkeypox is continuing to spread through Africa. Public health officials are worried about it, but it's also it's not spreading as badly. They currently had 1,100 people die from it. So monkeypox is out of control. We don't act a lot more than the current 1,100 people who have died from monkeypox. Monkeypox. This is a curable disease, by the way, and 1,100 people died from it. More than 900 people, mainly children, have died from it this year. That's why it's up that high. Again, how did kids get monkeypox? Are they... 900 kids have died from it. It's up 380% from last year. This is huge, according to Dr. Casey. Excuse me. This is a shit show with this monkeypox over there. How do you get 1,100 people that die from this? 900 of them being kids. What are they, licking the kid's face good morning or banging them? I don't know what's going on, but how the hell do you get 900 kids with this shit? And monkeypox, and the new strain, and let me walk it back. The problem they're having in Congo right now with this is a different strain. So this strain is a lot stronger, and this is the strain that they're worried about getting here. Because if it gets here, say adios to your gay brother. Goodbye. Because this is going to spread like wildfire if this shit gets here at this strain. 1,100 people have died from it. 1,100. 900 of them being kids. Up 383% from last year. 80%, excuse me, from last year. This is not good. They're trying to treat this as an O, but it's not an O. Now, according to the doctor, 42,000 reported Mpox cases across the continent, 8,000 of which have been confirmed. Over the last week, 50 deaths and 3,000 new cases were reported. Again, this is last year. This is early this year. So definitely going to run into that. So anyway, guys, running out of time. But, yeah. Stay away from anybody that has obvious signs of monkeypox on their face. For you to get monkeypox on your face region, that means you would having your face in someone's dick. Not a chick's ass, dick. A lot of the guys who recorded their monkeypox journey all had the shit around their facial areas and hands. What were they doing with their hands? And what were they doing with their face? I only give you one guess. So, again, if this strain makes its way here, it could be a problem. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, sounds very, very not straight-like. Part of the Broken Ribs posse, the alphabet community, you choose. Though women are not, the gay women are not getting it, it's the gay men that are getting this predominantly. Now, again, in Africa, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I really don't want to know. All I want to know is that it stays there. So this increase and enhanced search for monkeypox and Marburg has been increased here. The United States did increase their screening, so let's see where that goes. And I don't see a lot of dudes going to Africa and coming back with this, but it could happen. Other than that, guys, a guy did die from it. No, he didn't die. He might still be alive. But this guy contracted Mr. 19, Mpox, COVID, and the flu. A guy traveling abroad. I only give you one guess that this guy was part of the Broken Wrist Clan. And he had contracted all of them in one sitting. That is humanly impossible. But leave it to the Broken Wrist posse to figure out a way how to get infected with all of them at once. He probably has some other shit on board too. But anyway, that being said, I have to get out of here. I got to get to work. I got to go somewhere else. I got to go to another firehouse today. So I will see you guys either Thursday, which is tomorrow for the doubleheader. If not, definitely Friday in Virginia or Ohio. Wherever the fuck I'm going to end up tomorrow, Friday. That's why I'll do the doubleheader. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it.